One of the things you're seeing is like from all these USA disclosures is the mainstream media cannot ever say that anything this administration is doing is positive. So even if they find unbelievable corruption,
right,
and they've found some really wild shit, like what was the $4.7 trillion in untraceable money?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I sent that to you, right?
Yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah, that was Doge. Was digging through the, essentially the way that money is audited within the government, and they look at the data sets and how things are divided and how you have to explain what's going on, and the idea is that there's a lack of links to payments, outgoing payments, budget line items. So this payment goes out. What is it for? Right? It would be the same thing if you had and I have a business. And in that business, you have to know what you're spending your money on, right? I mean, that's a logical thing. I'm not a rocket scientist. But what they're saying is that there you go.
Yeah, here it is. So it's a Treasury Access Symbol, TAS, is an identification code linking Treasury payment to a budget line item, standard financial process. In the federal government, the TAS field was optional for $4.7 trillion in payments and was often left blank, making traceability almost impossible. As of Saturday, this is now a required field, increasing insight into where money is actually going. It would be like U.S. Treasury for the great work.
It would be like if I got my monthly reports, my monthly numbers from our finance director, and I looked at it, and there's the outgoing line, so I can see how much money's going out. But there's nothing that links it to where did it go? Did it go to pay a vendor? Did it go to pay rent? Did it go to pay staff?
Who bought a jet?
Yeah, who bought a jet? Yeah. By the way, when a company buys a jet, that's a key fraud indicator.
If a company buys a jet,
if a company
companies?
Not all
the
companies.
UFC bought
not
a jet.
all companies. Let me just make a note of that. UFC jet. No, it's what I mean is obviously it's not like if it's Nike or an established large business.
But you're making so much money you can buy a jet.
Right. If you've got a business that in a space and it's a growing business or it's a new business or a startup, whatever. A purchase of a jet usually is a fraud indicator on the list of all the fraud indicators.
Means you cashed in your meme coin.
Yeah. I'm not cashing mine.
Have you thought about a Mike Baker meme coin yet?
You know what? It's funny you should say that.
It seems like it's legal gambling is what it is. And it seems like even though it's horrible to do and very unethical to dump it, to pump and dump it, it seems like that's legal for some weird reason. Yeah. Because I know that's the turmoil around the Haktua coin, and that's the fear about the Trump coin. Yeah. And I think, didn't the president of Argentina do a pump and dump as well, allegedly?
Well, allegedly,
what did he do? What did he do, Jamie?
That is getting way messy this week. I wasn't even going to speculate. There's all sorts of shit going on with that.
What do you think's happening?
CoffeeZilla had a video come out,
of course, he did.
Late last night.
He's the guy you do not want investigating your shit coin.
Yeah, some guy's admitting to stuff that I didn't sound.
They're
legal.
admitting it.
Yeah, I don't. That's where I was like, I didn't even watch the videos yet. I'm just seeing the stuff on Twitter.
We were trying to figure out as a way to do it where you don't pump and dump it, because anybody can kind of make money now, which is so strange. And we're like, we make a JRE coin. What if we didn't dump it? What if we didn't pump and dump it? Like, what would it be for? Would it be, how can you just do that? How can you just
the regulations have not caught up yet, right? So you see that any new emerging business industry technology, I think there are people who look and go, oh, there's an opportunity here because regulatory policy hasn't caught up,
right?
And so
people get fucking crazy greedy.
They do. How much is enough?
Well, they hang out with other billionaires. That's the problem.
Yeah, and you're always comparing yourself to the guy who's got $3 billion. You got $1 billion, and you're not. How the fuck can you have that much money and not be happy? That's the part I don't.
Well,
understand.
that's what it gets weird. But I get it. Like if I hang out with Elon Musk, I feel poor.
So does everybody else on the planet.
Yeah.
He's still the richest guy.
When you
right?
meet really, really rich people, you feel poor, even if you're really wealthy.
Well, that's the funny thing with him. I always think, like right now, the past couple of weeks in particular, it seems like people are just losing their shit and dropping onto the fainting couch over the idea that he's accessing your private information, right? What's he going to do? He's accessing your private information. And you think, okay, well, first of all, I don't think the guy is looking to scam you out of $500, right?
Right, but the argument's good. Like, he shouldn't be able to scan your information. But Also, is there any evidence that he's doing that? And here's the other question: who else has access to this? Well, it turns
Just about every company.
Turns
out
out a lot of people have access to this. Even students that are interns who work in the department have access to this.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is
they're making an argument, and it's a good one, right? If you have if he was evil, if you do have this evil billionaire who wants to control the world and has access to everyone's credit card and just steals all your money or does whatever.
Didn't that used to be Jeff Bezos? I thought he was the guy who they were focused on. Who was
they were for a while, but he's just balling. Jeff is just like hanging out on his yacht, bagging his super hot wife. Like he's having a good time.
That sounds a lot better than like chasing government waste and fraud.
Yeah,
frankly.
And I remember when Elon Musk was criticizing him for not working hard enough. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
what is work for? That guy's got $200 billion. I think you can chill.
Yeah.
When you get $200 billion, then it's time to get that fucking crazy yacht.
Yeah. Once you start launching your own rocket ships.
Yeah, you got a rocket shaped like a dick. You're literally trying to fuck space.
That's Austin Powers.
Yeah, have a good time.
God.
I like the way Jeff Bezos is doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I appreciate the fact that Elon is so psychotic in his drive. It's bizarre, and also in the face of overwhelming hate.
Oh my God. It is. I mean, part of me finds it very entertaining. Part of me just looks at it and goes, "All you got to." I mean, I think what they're having a problem with is two things: is the messaging and the means of doing this. Right? Everybody, you would think, would agree that you're going to go through government spending with a fine-tooth comb. You're going to find the waste and abuse and fraud. Fantastic, right?
Well, this
Everybody
is
gets
one
on
of the
board
things that Clinton ran on,
right?
And implemented during his first term.
Actually implemented, There were
very effectively, by the way, and it was a huge boon to our economy.
Yeah, but again, the messaging was different.
But it's also
the means were different.
The Democrats were different. That was a different kind of a Democrat.
Yeah.
That was the kind of Democrat I would vote for right now.
Yeah.
I'd vote for Bill Clinton, despite all the blowjobs and all the crazy shit.
Well, but you weren't involved in that, so
I think that they all did that. I think you get two types of people who want to be president: pussy hounds and warmongers. I prefer pussy hounds.
Well, but you could be both.
Yes, you could be Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
You could use both.